Today I'm going to be replacing this spindly factory rear sway bar with the unit from Hellwig. This one's an 1 5/8", I believe. It's supposed to be solid chromoly. And the model number is 7772, in case you want to look one up. They're a little bit pricey. So I'm going to open this box, see what we've got in here, get it on the van, see how it feels, and tell you guys if it's worth 750 bucks. Let's get started. Alright, well, off the cuff we've got polyurethane bushings. This will feel real solid and pretty heavy duty attach points. Got some end links. I've got the Agile Off-Road rip kit, so my end links are really similar to these, and they may be a little bit longer. We'll use the Agile ones if we can, otherwise we'll make these work. And then got some Loctite included. Polyurethane for where the end links connect to the chassis, and again polyurethane for where the sway bar connects. The sway bar itself is incredibly beefy. I mean, it's more than double the diameter and probably triple the weight, if not more, of the factory sway bar. We'll get the factory sway bar pulled out right now, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison before I install it. All the hardware looks good, looks like grade 5. Zinc doesn't look bad, probably hold up fine. That's about it. We can go ahead and get this rear sway bar factory one removed and compare these things. So removing this is pretty self-explanatory, but you've got an 18mm bolt and a nut here attaching to the sway bar end link, and then on the mounts you've got two Torx T55 bolts. So that's it. You're going to do two bolts, and then the outside bolts on the sway bar end links, and that's the sway bar. As you can see up close, I mean, this isn't even a comparison. This one's smaller than my thumb. So this one probably weighs 10 pounds. The other one probably weighs 25. It's going to make a huge difference on cornering. Now, there are a lot of good reasons to have a heavier sway bar, and there are a lot of good reasons not to have a heavier sway bar. So if you're doing a lot of off-roading and you're looking for articulation, or if you're constantly traversing uneven stuff where you want articulation, again, going into steep driveways, this can be a bit of a disadvantage to you. But they've got sway bar disconnects if you are, wanting to go off-road and disconnect it when you do. There's a lot of ways to circumvent a bigger sway bar. For me, we're doing a lot of highway driving. My wife drives about half the time, and this is going to really help with crosswind. It's going to help with cornering, emergency situations, and I just think it's going to give it a better feel. But we're going to do a review on this after a few hundred miles, and I'll tell you exactly what it does do for the van. I've never put one on a Sprinter before, only on cars. So we'll get this thing installed and see what it does, see what it looks like. Alright, the instructions call for 4 washers, as I mentioned earlier, 2 on the inboard sides and 2 on the outboard sides of this sway bar end link. You may have also noticed it took some real doing to get these, the second washer on the inside. I had to pry it open with a screwdriver and then kind of tap it up lightly with a ball peen hammer. Not ideal, but I got it where it needed to be, and I've got a spare polyurethane insert anyway, so if any damage was caused I can replace it, but it looks good. The instructions call for 70 foot-pounds on the sway bar end links upper and lower, and then 55 foot-pounds where it attaches to the axle. So we're going to go ahead and torque it and then see how those bushings look after that. Well, that's it for the install. It turned out great. The hardware that came with was pretty nice. It had 10.8 grade hardware, and good looking. Everything's zinc plated. I'd usually use the factory hardware if it was comparable, but it did not fit any of these. And this had kind of a hoop over the sway bar where the Agile off-road one just caught the one side of the spindly factory sway bar. So all in all, it is probably 4 times the overall mass of the original. And it said solid chromoly. Anyway, it's a heavy piece. So we're going to give this thing a test drive, and I will report back and do a follow-up video on this when I get a few miles on it and let you know what I think. Overall, I'm incredibly happy with the Agile rip kit. I'm going to be doing a follow-up video on that as well. I've had it for about, I don't even know, 15,000 miles. I'd meant to do a video sooner, but I've just been busy with other projects. So check out the other install videos on the channel. I've got them for all the suspension components and brakes and a few other things, and got more to come. Anyway, I hope this video helps somebody, and have a good one. We are in behind a rig. Can hear the wind hitting us, but we're not having any pulling to the side at all. It's a huge difference from before the sway bar. Very impressive.